Let's talk about Telvin Osborne.
Who the fuck
Let's
is Telvin
talk
Osborne?
about
So Telvin Osborne is a person who just got brought to my attention like the other day because I heard some crazy fucking story. So if you look here, Telvin is the dude on the left, black man, and his girl at the time, Hannah, white woman.
Hannah, white woman, blonde hair.
White woman.
White woman.
So what happened with Telvin Osborne is that this is in Cobb County, I believe. This is in Burke County. I forget where, what state in particular. But basically what happened was Telvin Osborne on February 23rd was shot and killed.
How?
Allegedly by Hannah Cobb. So
His girl?
Yes. So what happened?
I thought we said this was light.
This is it. There's a kicker.
Lighthearted.
Okay, let's get to the kicker.
But it's gonna be dark for a little bit. Let me go through the tunnel. Okay. So what happened according to what's been reported to the authorities? The couple was reportedly involved in a heated dispute. Basically, what happened was Hannah's story was that they were out, drinking and everything. They came back. As a routine that she usually does, she checks and cleans her gun because they have a gun in the crib.
That's a routine.
So
as a routine,
like after going out to drink, drunk and shit. Let me just go check my gun while I'm woozy.
Is that standard procedure, nigga?
standard procedure.
Go clean my gun off while I'm drunk. I guess.
Off the Henny, nigga. What the fuck? Off the Henny, leaning the pistol and shit.
You off the dude. You off the dude say with the gun.
So apparently, they came back, was checking the gun. Apparently, she said she thought the gun was in safety. It went off. It hit him.
I bet you did. You were drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
So what happened is,
I thought the gun was in safety. You couldn't even open your fucking eyes walking in there.
officials said that alcohol was a factor. They had both been drinking and partying and everything. And then apparently what ended up coming out, because they eventually charged her with involuntary manslaughter, which they weren't going to do eventually because based on her story.
Okay,
but they
cool.
realized
That
that there was a heated dispute that had happened as well. So they had been arguing and everything after being drunk.
First degree?
There was some shoving and stuff involved, according to the sheriff.
First degree?
Yeah,
Shit,
and
Wait, he shoved her?
I don't know what happened. We don't know
shoved who, but
specific. It's still under
shoving.
investigation. There was some
lot of
shoving. There was some
Alleged.
physical- there was still some physical
Accusation.
contact, according to the sheriff. So the sheriff Alonzo Williams also said at no point during the investigation so far was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon.
Oh, fuck.
So
Wait a minute. So
yeah, so there's some fucking
Hold on,
They-
wait,
hold on,
wait,
wait,
okay,
wait.
Yeah,
They
I need
get-
the light part before I say what I'm about to say.
they get to the crib after drinking all day.
drinking, partying, vibing.
She claims she cleaning the gun off the hen dog. There's no cleaning.
horrible.
That is,
There's no
that is
cleaning,
such
but
a
there's
dumb
arguments.
excuse.
Yeah, so
There's
no evidence that
physical-
the gun was being cleaned and everything, according to the sheriff. But apparently there was some argument, physical altercation,
Condolences
something.
to him.
Condolences to him,
Yeah.
right? He gets shot. He's dead, right? He gets pronounced dead. His family is being oh, justice needs to be served. They think that they waited because she didn't get arrested and charged that same day after the shooting. It happened 2 days later, I think. And they were saying the reason why is because her family, her dad, I think, is a cop. And they were
Fucking course.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and they were like, yeah. I'll explain to you why he's looking like that in a second. So the family's like, da-da-da, and there's backlash.
why is there
There's
Backlash?
backlash on the internet
Why
from
can't
black
they just say
people.
condolences?
Why is there
and keep it
backlash,
moving?
bro?
Wait.
So white woman kills black man. There's backlash on the internet because for black people. They what the fuck? So I'm like, why is there why do I know
Wait,
about
backlash
this?
towards the white woman, right?
No, backlash towards the black dude. This is what happened. I opened my phone one dreadful evening. I opened TikTok. I see somebody. He's like, yo, you if you don't know the name Telvin Osborne, black people, go Google the name and then come back. And then I Google the name. I find out about it. I come back. The first thing bro says is, that's not our fight. I'm like, what do you mean that's not our fight? Telvin fucking Osborne was caught in 4K on social media on multiple occasions talking shit about black women.
Oh.
He said, and I quote, I'll fuck a dog before I fuck a black bitch. It gotta be a white dog though.
I'm taking my condolences back.
Now,
You've had your condolences revoked.
before we get into this, I need you to tap into that inner J. William J. with the Jamaican flag in the back. Lock in.
Let me tell you something.
What?
Okay. The reason why this is not our fight as a community, bro. I understand the Black Lives Matter, black man. But the wolves will eat your face if you give it an opportunity. I understand from your family's perspective. Black man just got killed by a white woman, and the white woman's dad is a cop, and all this systemic injustice. Telvin should have kept that in mind before you. Like, you can have your preference, but you over here saying you're dehumanized. You fuck a dog.
You fuck
and
a
the
dog.
has to be
The
white.
dog
And the
gotta be
dog
white.
has to be white.
Natural selection. Sorry.
I mean, shit, you talking about that dog.
No.
Like-
And the reason why, right? Because you tried to be like,
Yes.
you have to even think about some shit like that. You have to try to be like natural selection.
Let's talk about it because and a lot of y'all natural. Let me talk directly to some of y'all soul out there because there's an issue. These niggas
This said natural selection. Look at this.
Because let me talk
real,
directly
bro.
to y'all
That's
souls real quick.
crazy.
Because the issue is there's a problem in our community, right? And there's like a diaspora war at all times with the Black community. And something that I've heard, and it took me a year, I'll admit this fully, because I came out online. I remember one time, I think it was 2021, and I was just now making TikToks, and I was like growing in my education about certain things. And I remember there was this outcry from Black women in my audience, and they were like, Black men don't really like support Black women, da-da. And I remember taking offense to that, because I'm like, I do my best to support.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like-
whenever I seen that on like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, I'm like,
Yeah, we was
doing my shit, though. Like,
both talking
come on,
about it
man.
when it happened or whatever, because we was getting some comments, and I'm like, man, da-da. But I ended up coming out, and I was like, yeah, okay, I understand.
yeah,
like, what
this
you're saying.
shit here,
This shit here is exactly what the fuck people are talking about.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because no one is saying to the COONs, nobody is saying that you can't like white women. Umar is saying that you can't like white women, but I'm not personally saying.
If you want to come to this podcast, Umar, you're invited.
Bro, I love Omar.
I'm not personally saying that you can't like white women. The problem is a lot of y'all will say that you like white women, and the reason for liking white women is because of that anti-Blackness that you have. It's because you carry all this negative stereotypes with Black women. So you say, oh, I don't want no ratchet, no ghetto, da-da-da. I'm going to go get
loud, no
loud.
But then you expect them to be loud in support of you when you get offed by your white girlfriend.
Your ignorance is so loud, you don't even understand that you're being dumb by even saying, oh, I don't want that loud, that ghetto. Bro, you're literally trashing your own race.
You're
as you talk
trashing your
about
own race,
preference.
and that's exactly why it's not our fight. Because because as a Black person, despite the fact that what still happened is allegedly, according to what we know so far, an injustice, and it needs to be solved in the way that it needs to be solved. The issue is you, in your rhetoric, are contributing to the very dehumanization of Black people that leads to people not giving a fuck.
Literally.
In the other way, the racist people don't care because you a Black dude who just got killed by
Exactly.
our sweet little white girl.
Literally.
And you over here talking about, yeah, the white girl really where it's at. Fuck the Black woman. That's why
That's
people
the
don't
problem.
care.
That's why it's not the
You're
fight.
contributing
And-
to your own dehumanization and the dehumanization of women within your community.
Yeah.
To be with somebody who eventually
And-
gonna and she is probably gonna get
and to
lighter
know-
punishment than your ass would.
And to note, no other community does that.
yeah.
Nope.
No.
We are the only community that does that. Genuinely.
At all. And I wanted to know your opinion too, because you brought up the whole thing with racial preferences, and it's okay to have it. Do you think? I
don't think it's
I don't think.
here's what it is, right? I think the problem with and it's okay to have a racial preference, but I think like where it can get problematic is in the sense of like you trash your own race to kind of have a preference for something else. If that makes sense. And I don't think it happens constantly, but it happens a lot.
I think the concept of having a racial preference is
Already
deeply
trash.
problematic.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's already
Already.
trash.
Because I feel like the issue is that you're essentializing something to a demographic of people that is something that you look for in like your partner, and each person in a demographic of people will be as diverse as the next person next.
Exactly. It's
So
not
you
that
can't
simple.
say
You're
like
generalizing the
you can't
entire
say like
community
you
based
can,
on
yeah you
what?
can't say like oh
Exactly.
I like white women, I don't like Black women, or I like Latina women, I don't like Asian women, because they're so much different. They're people. They're
Literally
individual people.
Yeah.
So I think the concept of having a racial preference is weird in and of itself, and I think it's even more problematic when you're like, I have this racial preference because
And I don't-
this
yeah,
other race
exactly.
is
Exactly.
negative.
Yeah.
da-da-da.
Because it always
That-
stems
yeah.
from something. So that's where it becomes problematic.
It stems from that internalized shit. And the problem that I brought it up briefly for a second before we start talking again is that if the scenario was flipped and this Black man was checking the gun and the gun went off and white woman ends up dead, where's he going? Away for a very long time.
Very
Torque
long
skins in
time.
that jail, nigga. Done.
What he said?
Torque skins in that jail, nigga. You cooked.
So that's the issue is that
Natural selection.
Yeah, so that's the problem is that it's still a tragic story. It's a tragic story
is.
in a sense that like a person died.
Yeah.
But you have to understand why the black community is not going to come out in full-fledged support of this shit because y'all be dragging y'all own people out of some self-internal. It's like that nigga Rob Smith, the one I just made a video about with the Super Bowl halftime performance.
Yeah.
He was saying, it was boring. None of the white guys I knew even knew.
None
Nigga,
of the,
his ass went to a Trump rally. And he got called slurs. He got jumped or whatever. They called him.
Beat that.
They were saying slurs about him being gay, about him being a black person because he's a gay black man clicking up with MAGA. What? Do you want us to Black Lives Matter for you too? You were just saying Black Lives Matter is a scam. No,
you're good. Us down. You're good.
You're good. You have it.
How you expect us for for you and you're not even riding for us at all?
You're not riding for us. You're not riding. You're not riding for your damn.
Bro. Y'all think she wore that fit when she blew his shit loose? I think she wore that top.
Oh.
I think she.
Let's get into the doom of the day.
She killed that top.